Hi, I'm Trish McCall, and the character is Rose. You've really got it all worked out, haven't you?
Well, it's just like we think. It's not rocket science.
Oh, I,
What?
no, you just... I actually went out with a rocket scientist for a while in America. I used to try to trick him into using that phrase, like if he did housework or something. I'd really go for it. What a wonderful job you've done mowing the grass. How did you get that toilet so clean, this sort of thing? What?
No, it's. I'd forgotten what a odd sense of humor you have.
Oh, right. Well, anyway, he never said it until finally one day he made dinner and I went for it. How did you get the skin so crisp and the inside so fluffy? And I moaned and stamped my feet and banged my fists on the table until finally the rocket scientist put down his knife and fork and he goes, "It's a baked potato, Rose. It's not brain surgery." Right. People think we're a breed, don't they? Scientists. They don't realize we're all standing in different fields, just as in the dark as what goes on beyond our own hedgerows as the next man.
I met a genealogist once at a wedding, and we were having quite a good chat about shrubs from North Facing Garden, and then the dreaded, he says, "What do you do?" I said, "I work at the power station. I'm a nuclear engineer." And he says, "So, what does that entail?"
Oh God, not really wedding talk, is it? It's fission.
Exactly. And so the heart sank a bit and I explained it in layman's terms. I said, well, a slow-moving neutron is absorbed by a uranium-235 nucleus, and this turns in briefly into a uranium-236 nucleus, and then that turns it into a fast-moving lighter element.
And releases 3 free neutrons.
And releases 3 free neutrons, yes. And he nodded and smiled and said, "Oh, yes, I see." But I knew he didn't. He was faking it. This dumb show of comprehension. I mean, I could have said, "We use tiny hacksaws and a salad splitter." He wouldn't have blinked. And this is a man with 2 PhDs, so what happened?
I'm sorry?
With the rocket scientist.
Oh.
Are you still?
No. It was a long time ago, and he's married now, and I'm godmother to one of their boys. Well, not really godmother, more like non-denominational slush fund.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, God, I'm not. I never really fancied him properly. If I'm honest, he smelled sort of feminine.
You've always been picky. All those poor men written off for their crimes they didn't know they committed.
Yes, but it's the small things that get under your skin, isn't it? Like, well, there was this man I knew once, and the way he lit a cigarette just took my breath away, and he didn't even know he was doing it, but watching him smoke, watching us handheld a cigarette, made me want him so much. I had to cross my knees just to stop myself going down on hands and knees to lick it.
In America, was this?
What?
Someone you knew in America?
Oh, yes, that's right. In Massachusetts, he owned and ran a climbing wall.
So when are you going?
Tonight.
Tonight?
Well, the others were on their way, and I thought I'd have more time, but, well, this morning there was a radiation spike They should be pulling them all out, but they can't. There are major leaks in Unit 2. Somehow there's contaminated water flooding into the discharge channel.
Oh, God. And so how long do you got
Oh, you mean,
before it spills into the sea?
oh, 3 feet.
Right, right.
Yes, so we'll be taking over from the skeleton crew first thing in the morning.
And you're telling us this because, don't be a callow, Robin. You understand perfectly well what she's saying, what she's asking. Well, I'm sorry, but no. No, but is that what you're saying?
Well,
Are you asking us
I'd
to...
like you to consider it.
It's out of the question. Help yourself to salad.
Both of you worked at the power station for a long time. I'm much longer than me.
Not for
And
years. And 20 enough to 18? What? She's only got 18.
20's
That's it.
just no thank you. 20's just to start with. We're going to need more, of course, lots more, hundreds. But if we can get enough, we can let most of the young ones go and still reach a cold shutdown by Christmas. But, well, I'm out of touch. Well, the people I've been contacting, I haven't seen most of them for 30 years. Some of them don't even remember me.
Don't be silly. You're a very memorable person. I expect they're just trying to get rid of you.
Yes, well, but you're still in contact with so many of them, and people like you. People have always liked you. And I was hoping maybe you would be open to
this
helping me.
gets better and better. You want us to recruit for you? Is that what you're... Ding dong. Can I talk to you about Jesus?
I think if people knew you were there, it would inspire confidence.
I'm sure it would.
Yes, I think it would make them feel safe.
But it's not safe. In fact, it's very unsafe. They're not stupid
Yes,
rogues.
but I...
Yes, but what?
But you have the power to... You have power. And you've both already lived long and full lives.
Long? Long. I'm 67. That's...
The people
Not
working
long.
there now are in their 20s and 30s. They have young families. I mean, look at the implication.
Look, it's... What you don't is I come from a line of very long living women. My granny was 103 when she died, peacefully in her home, not bleeding from her guts, not her hair falling out, nausea, blood, vomit, diarrhea, not leukemia,
The
blood-riddled...
effects of the radiation could take 20 years to affect us, by which time we
By which time we'll be dead anyway?
probably, yes, or dying.
I'm not old. You're serious, aren't you?
Might be fun in some ways, catch up with the old team.
They don't like me much.
Of course they didn't. Only 2 women in the entire plant, and you were getting off with both of them.
They didn't know that.
Everyone knew that. Hazel knew that.
No.
Of course she knew.
No, of course she knew you and I had before I met her, but she never suspected that it was still that we were...
Ongoing? Sure she did.
No.
She did.
I don't know why you'd assume.
Because she got knocked up, didn't she?
No, I don't think that's the...
You don't.
No.
Well, then you're a bloody idiot.
Yes, maybe, but I...
Listen, because I'm the sort of woman who forgets to take a pill in the morning. I'm just that sort of person. I don't make lists or eat salad. I don't do yoga. I don't have a pension even. But Hazel was a very cautious person. And I remember when we were on night shift together, and she always, and I know this sounds funny, but she always smelled so lovely. And at first I thought it was you. I thought I was smelling you on her. And that's what I found so... But then, one day I asked her, what's that lovely smell you always have? And she said, it's sun cream. And I thought, well, it's January and it's night. And I wonder if maybe she was a bit mentally ill. But then I did understand in that moment the fundamental difference between Hazel and me, and why you might be more drawn to that sort of woman, to the sort of woman who is cautious and doesn't make mistakes.
That's not.
No, it is. So when Lauren happened, and I knew it wasn't an accident at all, it was entirely intentional. And I remember it at the time thinking it might have been easier, Hazel. Might have been easier if you just pissed on him. The summer before she was born, coming here, watching you prowl around this table, I prayed. I really prayed that something terrible would happen and she'd lose it. Lauren, don't you think that's wicked?
No. I did that too.
Did you? Well, you never... Well, oh, that makes me feel a bit... Because it's the most awful thing I've ever done. I wished that child ill with all my heart and with great poison. And I thought, going away and time and all that, I think I thought it would numb it a bit. And getting older, that I'd be a bit more sanguine, a bit more philosophical, a bit more higher-minded. But now, I'm sitting here, and I'm wondering if it's this room that brings out the worst in me, because the thing is, I do genuinely think what I'm asking you is right. But I also realize now that part of my coming, part of my desire, was to kill her, Hazel. To put her in a situation where she would be killed, where she would understand what it was like to die slowly. And I'm so ashamed of that. I'm so ashamed. Anyway, or do you like your children?
Yes, of course.
No. Only I know quite a few people who don't. And they love them and deeply, but they don't actually like them. And I know other people who like their children a lot. And it's painfully clear their children don't like them. And you never wanted them in the first place, so I wondered what that was like for you.
I know this sounds callous, but I don't think you could understand.
No. I have tried cats. I couldn't be doing with it. People say it's a substitute, but it's not a substitute. I think I'm maternal, just not towards cats.
You never wanted...
I never wanted anyone else's.